Go to my website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hello, welcome to this simple little method of how to target chord notes without even knowing what chords are in the background, what names of the chords are, or even what notes you have to hit. Things that can be really simple once you start using your ear. When you have to refer to mental abstractions about music, which is also known as music theory, then things can get a little complicated. But in the beginning of my development, I used my ear a lot because I have to, I didn't have everything written down in tabs. There wasn't an internet that I could go to, so I had to listen for everything. I had to try and figure out the chords and listen for the bass line and then build chords from that and use some amount of theory to make that happen. But for the most part, I used my ear. And so when I was targeting chord notes, what that really was is figuring out where are the cool notes in relation to the chord progression in the background. All I had to know was the key, so I had the basic scale. And then I was just listening for, okay, could I create a line of notes that sound good? Really simple, bang, for each chord, right? And that's often a chord note or a cool extension, like a ninth on the chord. Like if there's an A minor in the background, then you hit the ninth instead of any of the chord notes. But it still sounds like that's the cool note to hit right there. And then I would, take one note at a time for each chord, just one chord, one note that sounded good. And then I would tie them together and create a cool solo over that. And I could have fun doing that for minutes. And that's targeting chord notes. But I didn't know I was doing that. But it's so simple, and it really requires you to use your ear. And if you think that's hard, then please get started doing that. So you might use this as an exercise you do each day. You come up with a random chord progression, or you take some chords from a song and play those in a loop using a looper pedal. And if you haven't got one, you have to get one. I'm using a Boss here, just a digital delay that has that looper function. Some kind of simple little tool that you can use to loop some chords. And then the next step is figuring out what notes sound good. And then, you start soloing. So let's just try and do that. I have a little neat chord progression here that is A minor and then D minor. And we're in the key of A minor / C major because we're using both the A minor, D minor, then G major, which is the dominant of C. But most people would say this is an A minor progression because we start and end it on the A minor. So it's A minor, D minor, and G major, and C major. And before you start saying, okay, I can use the third of the A and then go to just try to stop that. And then just listen and follow this process because it really is extremely beneficial to your ear. And you can, if you do this enough, you can be so fast at it when you do it each day that you don't need to prepare for your solo. You can just hear the notes that would sound good up until the point where you're doing it in real time. And that's what I do today, and that's a really enjoyable process. And this is the way to get there. No theory, no nothing, just use your ear. So let's just play that on the looper pedal here. So it's a pretty rapid shift between the chords. Oh, I just did an A major instead of A minor, D minor, G major, and C major. A minor, D minor, and then let's just keep the G. Something like that. So I'm going to come up with a simple line now that follows these chords. Here we go. And G major. And here we go again. That's good. Not so good, so let's go for another. The cool thing about chords here is that if you find a note, if you play a chord in the background and the note doesn't fit, you just play up one step in the scale or down one step in the scale. And that note is going to fit a lot better than the one you're on. Let's just look into that first, because let's play an A minor here. Have A minor chord there. Let's say I'm playing a note. I have the A minor scale. I know that's the key, right? Right? So I play any random note from that scale. Sounds a little bit out, right? But if I go up one note, sounds much better, right? If I go down one note in the scale, there I'm home. And we can put some theory to this, but we're not going to. I'm at a chord note right now. Okay, let's pick another one. Sounds pretty cool, right? But it doesn't sound home. So let's go up one step. Cool. Or down one step. You hear that? Now that's our starting point. Go up one step. Totally home. Or down one step from this. So wherever you are in the scale, sounds okay, but let's try and go up one step. Much better. So I can build just by ear now, I can build a melody going. And then train myself to just go on in the scale whenever I'm at a note that doesn't feel right to end on. Right? And that's training your ear. But I'm just going to play the chord progression a little bit slower than the first time, so we have time to figure out the notes as we go. That's the A minor, right? Then the D minor. That's why it's such an important thing to have a looper pedal, so you can design these exercises so they fit you completely. So let's just start with these 4 chords. This is good. Not so good. But there, it's good. That's good. That's good there. Okay, so now I have 4 notes already. That one, and then 1 half step up in the scale next time. And then I have no idea what chord notes I'm playing. I can just hear that they sound good. I could also try to choose some other notes, but right? So let's now try and play that a little bit louder so we get the whole. So now I have, right? So let's play the whole chord progression where I do the double G in the end. This would be a hard chord progression to follow, right? Because there's so many chords shifting. Same again. And then maybe another note, because it's I'm finding another note that fits because it lasts for two bars or twice as long as the other. It works like magic, because what I'm doing now is I know my home solo and I know my scale, and then there's a chord coming by, bang. That's the next note, right? The targeting note there. That when the chords shift, that tells everybody and myself that I know exactly what I'm doing. I can play anything in between these 2 notes. Blah 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 bang. As long as I hit this little string of notes I tied between the chords. Try it again. See if you can hear it again, Ham. just have fun creating melodies.